Let's bring on the next big battle.
Oh my goodness. Well, folks, we're going on memory lane here with this Richmond Civic Auditorium, and I remember seeing the great Ray Stevens in here, Pat Patterson, Peter Maivia, Rocky Johnson, Bob Roop, Roddy Piper. At that time, Roddy Piper was a youngster. He must have been maybe 20 years old, and a young 25-year-old in great shape by the name of one Playboy Buddy Rose.
Wow, you are bringing back some memories there. But right now, we are in the present with the prophet Ezekiel right there.
Now, Dragon Dave, I understand that you've been profiting by some advice giving to this prophet Ezekiel, and I understand he used to be sort of a crowd favorite. I saw a bit of a slow walk here, not really endearing himself to the crowd any longer.
246, the prophet Ezekiel.
Well, yeah, you are right about that, because as a matter of fact, every time when the prophet wins, I profit, because I usually take 75%.
Take 75% of his winnings?
Hey, I'm a sought-after, advisor. I got to get my cut.
Well, I know you're sought after. It's that the only problem is it's the state of California and the Internal Revenue Service who's seeking you out.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course, yeah, it's what they all say until the levy hits the bank account. But here we go. Here's Dustin Ardine, the Dream Machine, all the way from Reno. Dustin, nice young man out of Reno. We've seen him before here in Big Time Wrestling. Gonna have his hands full with this prophet Ezekiel. That's a big fella, isn't it, Dragon Dave?
Yes, right now, this looks to be a good match right now.
Yeah, it's a good matchup. I mean, the weights are similar. Dustin Ardine over that 200-pound mark. Ezekiel looks like he's about 250. So, yeah, this is going to be, one of those strength and speed deals, but I think it's going to be more strength than speed.
Yes, and of course, Dustin Ardine, he's a tough guy. Everybody knows he can take punishment. As a matter of fact, the last time I saw Dustin Ardine, he was in a garbage can, courtesy of the Nasty Boys.
The Nasty Boys, oh, they really had their way with him. He and his partner. Yeah, that was at our Fan Fest. That was really something. Oh, Vinny Puccinelli, thank you. One of our camera guys just got his 2 cents in worth, and now, uh-oh. Look at this little shoving match. Oh, right in the center of the ring here. Oh, this thing's broken down already.
Well, let me ask you something, Junior. What are the advantages or disadvantages, I should say, of somebody like the Prophet wrestling with a hood like that? You cut off your peripheral vision, but at the same time, your opponent can't read, how you're feeling as far as if you're in pain or not. So what does that do for
Beautiful duck of a clothesline and over the top rope, hitting his head on the apron and out on the concrete or the hardwood floor. I'm sorry, folks. I'm so used to the Newark Pavilion. Oh man, that was something. Well, getting into these masked wrestlers now, that is not only a mask, but it's also a hood. And yes, the big advantage to wearing one of those is your opponent cannot read your face. And many times, folks, when you're both laying there on that canvas, oh my good, high risk maneuver finds its mark. Dustin Ardine all the way out on this hardwood floor. Holy cow. That's one of the times when he took a big risk, did Ardine, to pull off that move, because he couldn't tell whether Ezekiel saw him or not. Well, I tell you what, Ezekiel's seeing right now are stars after ramming his head into that steel girder there.
But at the same time, because of the Prophet's peripheral vision was cut, maybe the Prophet didn't see Dustin Ardine coming from the top. That's another disadvantage.
Yes, folks, that's absolutely right. Dragon Dave, a rarity here. Now, Ardine looking at his back. I mean, this 250-pounder isn't that easy to get off his feet. Well, here we have, what a card we have for you. What a main event. The World Tag Team Champions, Shane Cody and Aaron Solo, taking on the challenge of the World Champion, Jason Styles and RVK. Folks, that is one hell of a match.
That's a dream team, in my opinion, because you got two of the best wrestlers in big-time wrestling. Simply the best.
That you mean Shane Cody and Aaron Solo?
No, I'm talking about Jason Styles and Ryan Von Cool. What are you talking about?
Well, I don't know who you meant. You said two of the best, and they're the World Tag Team Champions. Jason Styles, of course, is our World Heavyweight Champion and has been so for many years. And he's with that little weasel, though, Ryan Von Cool, who in his own right, I know, is a fantastic wrestler, but I just don't like him.
But he happens to be one of the most decorated professional wrestlers in big time.
Yeah, he's decorated himself. He's got more accoutrements on him than anybody else I've ever seen. Now the Prophet Ezekiel is creating a sermon here to Mr. Ardine.
That is true. And whoa, it looks like actually the Prophet, looks to me like an executioner way back in those days when they used to execute people. When they used to execute people, yeah. Now here's the problem, Dragon Dave. I don't know if you'd ever be executed. You'd probably commit enough crimes and misdemeanors to warrant that. But you know that you have to tip the headsman on your way to the guillotine, and I just don't see you doing that. No, I would probably be committed, but not executed. Committed. Don't give me any ideas, Dragon Dave. Dustin Ardine now facing the wrath of Khan here. Oh, and the Prophet Ezekiel, holy smokes, he's really nailed him with 3 big clotheslines in the corner. Ardine looks out on his feet. Now, I don't like that. He's taking way too much time. If he puts some kind of finishing move on Dustin Ardine, I think it would be lights out for Mr. Ardine tonight, but Ezekiel's taking way too much time. Ardine seems to be still out on his feet, but you never know. If he puts his head down, Ardine can pull something out. Whoa, and here we go. It looks to me like right here Ardine may have the... Whoa! Yes! What do you think about that? The Prophet just waited for his moment, and he almost got the 3 count. He waited for his moment at the right time, the right moment, and there he executed well. Wow, I mean, that's Spinebuster. That'll put you away. I don't know how Dustin Ardine kicked out of it. And now Goggles Goldstein backing up. You just don't, you can't read this guy's face. And I'll tell you, he puts his hands on Goldstein. That's going to be a victory for Dustin Ardine, and he might pull one out right here with a small package roll-up. 1, 2. Out the back door goes the Prophet Ezekiel. And how about another main event tonight, folks? This is a special attraction match, absolutely. What a battle we've had with these two, and they're back in action again. That's for the Cruiserweight title. That's Kimo Kanaloa and Shane Ballard. Now this big double underhook suplex, blocked once by Ardine. Tries again, blocked twice. Ardine up into a beautiful backdrop. I don't know if he could cover his man, though. And look, Dustin Ardine has not enough gas in the tank here. Both men down. All Dustin Ardine has to do is roll just a little bit to his left, and he could have had the Prophet pin. But he doesn't know where he's at. He doesn't know, what building he's in, probably. Do you know what building you're in? Probably, I don't want to know. Well, it's here in the beautiful Richmond Civic Auditorium. We want to thank everybody for tuning in again, folks. Hank Renner Jr., Dragon Dave, and now the Prophet Ezekiel rams poor Dustin Ardine in. Oh, a turnaround into a DDT, a beautiful move. Both men down again on this canvas. This is such a seesaw battle. I don't know how to call it. Well, right there, once again, Dustin Ardine just doesn't have the whereabouts to pin his opponent. And I don't know what he's looking for. If he's looking for some kind of approval from the crowd, well, the crowd's not going to help you right now. Only you can help yourself and pin your opponent. Don't look to the crowd for any advice, because it's not, they're not going to come in and tag you and try to win the match for you. Only you can win the match. I totally disagree. The crowd is such a powerful force. Big Time Wrestling going for a crucifix, turns it into a sunset flip. There's a 2 count. Oh, man. Ezekiel put a foot right in the face of Dustin Ardine. Ardine seems to be coming back to life. He floors him with a forearm. Down goes Prophet Ezekiel, and I think the momentum now has turned to Dustin Ardine, who floors him with another clothesline, telling him, get up, get up. Wow, this is Ardine's time here. He's coming back. The gas looks like it's back in the tank, and look at that. 360 over goes the Prophet Ezekiel, trying to hold on to that hood. Looks like that almost came off with his head. Yeah, well, you know what? You said earlier that, you may think that the crowd may be a powerful force, but they're not as powerful as Dragon Mania. Dragon Mania. Yeah, Dragon Mania running wild here in the Richmond Civic Auditorium. Holy smokes, there's a reverse of the whip. Ardine in now, up and over. Nicely ducked under. Oh, and into a spear. Wow, he caught him right midway. He's right in the middle of the ring, nowhere to go, and that's a 3 count for the Prophet Ezekiel. What a surprise to this match. Ardine really had him, and then, wow. Well, the Prophet wins, and once again, I profit. 75% coming my way.
You know, 75%. That was a very, very hard-fought victory, and this poor guy here, this poor wrestler, I don't know what he's gotten into with Dragon Dave, but he's only working for 25% of the winner's purse.
And he's getting some advice from Dragon Mania.
Lucky him. Plenty of action, folks. We've got Davina Rose on the card. Chemo and Shannon, France's most cunning athlete, challenges the Honky Tonk Man.